Well, good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, January the 3rd, 2021. Happy New Year. My eyes look squinty again. I did a video yesterday. My eyes were very squinty. And it was because I was up till 7:30 the night before on social media. Then I got up at about 11, so that's like 3.5 hours sleep. Last night I was up to about 2:30. And I got up at 9:30, so what's that, 7 hours? That's better. But even so, I find that if I go to bed late, like that, 2:30, it doesn't matter what time I get up, I'm going to be tired, you know? My mother always used to tell me that the best sleep you get is the sleep you get before midnight. And I always thought that she was just being manipulative and trying to get me to go to bed early, so I would rebel. And but now I actually believe it. I think she was actually telling me the truth, because if I go to bed at 10 or 10:30, 4 o'clock, I'm ready to get up. That's like 6 hours, you know. But if I go to bed at 1 or even like 11, it's like there's like a break off. There's like a breakaway point where, you know, 10:30. It used to be 11 or 11:15. If I went to bed before 11:15, I did great the next morning. After 11:15, I'm tired. It doesn't matter how long I sleep. I'm tired. Now it seems like it's more like 10:30. If I go to bed at 10:30 or earlier, I feel great the next morning. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm up. My eyes are like wide awake. I can't even sleep if I want to. But if I go to bed later than 10:15, 10:30, it doesn't matter how many hours I sleep. I'm tired. So I think my mom was actually telling me the truth. It's kind of sad that I didn't listen to her. Anyway, I'm picking up my friend David here for church. Hey, David, how you doing, man?
All right, you?
I'm doing great. You want to be on video?
What'd you do, get a new phone?
I got a new phone.
Oh, yeah? That's
I tried to replace the battery in my old phone, and I destroyed it.
Oh, you did?
I destroyed it, yeah. It was really hard. You have to get a blow dryer and heat up the phone to make it expand, and then you can get a piece of metal thing and pry it under there and take it apart. It's really hard, man. You really have to know what you're doing. And the wires, you know, the phones have wires. The wires on the inside are like aluminum foil, like really easy to tear. You want to be on video? I don't want to put you on video unless you want to be. Yeah. Say good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
So I'm making a video. I was just talking about some random stuff, because I always talk about random stuff.
The Cynthia told me to tell you say hello.
Oh, that's nice, man. Did you talk to her this morning already?
I talked to her this morning.
What'd you do for New Year's?
Just hang out at my place.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I should have called you up. I should have taken you. I went out to Bahama Breeze, and I got
you did?
Yeah, I got a really delicious beer and a plate of mahi tacos.
Wow.
Some kind of taco. I think they were grouper tacos. No, I think they were black and mahi tacos.
I can't wait to get me a cup of coffee.
Next year I'll remember that. You want to get a cup of coffee right now? There's a Dunkin' Donuts right there. You want to go through there? All right, let's do that. Uh-oh, this guy's going 50 miles an hour into the... Come on, man. Come on. Okay. So I was just talking about some stuff. Do you mind if I keep talking?
Go ahead.
Yeah? All right, and then if you want to say something, you can say something, okay? All right. So, nice car, lady. Her car looks just like mine. Anyway, so that's what happened, and that's why my eyes look so squinty. Do my eyes look squinty to you? They don't look squinty?
It's all right.
They look like this all the time? Maybe that just means I'm getting old. Maybe that's what it is. It's about time. It's about time I got old. Been around a while. How old are you, David? 43?
46.
46. I'm 55.
Wow.
Rock on, brother. Rock on. You know what? You know what my promise is?
What's that?
I promise you right now. I'm gonna make you a promise. My next 55 years, okay, is going to be 10 times better than my first 55 years.
Wow.
What about you, man? How do you feel about your next 46 years?
I'll be 47.
How do you feel about your next 46 years? What do you want, a medium?
A medium coffee.
Medium coffee. What, sugar and cream?
Cream and sugar.
Cream and sugar. Medium coffee, cream and sugar.
Anything else?
You want something else? You get a donut or something if you want.
It'll be all right, yeah.
What do you want?
A donut.
He wants a donut. What kind do you want? You got to say what kind.
Well, sir, at the
Chocolate.
moment we got quite a larger variety. We have Bavarian, we have our new Duncafetti, we got jelly, Boston cream, glazed, old fashioned, chocolate frosted, glazed chocolate. We got
Whoa,
vanilla
whoa, whoa,
frosted,
whoa,
chocolate
whoa!
frosted.
We're getting overloaded here. Oh my goodness, too
We
many
got a lot of
choices.
Blueberry.
Blueberry, sir. Like blueberry
Alrighty,
jelly
anything
Yeah.
else?
or blueberry. What is that? A blueberry cake or a blueberry jelly?
Blueberry cake. We don't got no blueberry jelly.
Blueberry jelly. I mean blueberry cake. You want blueberry cake?
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
he doesn't really care. Blueberry cake's fine.
Anything else?
For myself, I already have a coffee, so I'll just take a Boston cream donut.
Alrighty, your total's gonna be $4.78.
Thank you, my friend. All right, so here we go. All right. It's gonna be a good day, man. Starting out right.
Yeah.
With donuts. Okay, so I was saying that my eyes look squinty. David says my eyes don't look squinty. Do they look bloodshot, David? Do my eyes look bloodshot?
Nope.
Really? Jeez, man, David's my best friend. So we're going to church, and I want to talk about church because that's what I always talk about. I'm passionate about church. Hopefully, I'm passionate for the right reasons. Jesus said. Or somebody said, I think it was David in the book of Psalms, but it was like a prophecy or something like that.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
Pretty good.
You're so cheerful on that radio, man. You cheer me up. You make me feel good, man.
Been on there, bro.
Oh, that wasn't you? Everybody in this place is cheerful. Everybody I talk to is cheerful. What's up with that? Oh, you know what it is? It's the donuts. That's what it is.
Ah, bro, New Year, man.
Oh, New Year. That's right.
New Year life, bro.
It's going to be the best year, man.
What do we got?
Pretty soon you're going to get to take off your mask.
Yeah,
We're going to be free.
stop behind my face, man.
Exactly. All right, my friend. Take care of yourself.
Take it easy, all right?
Hold on. Okay, good. All right. That's for you, my friend.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right. Take care. All right. So I don't want that coffee to fall. All right. So, like the book of Psalms, I believe it's the book of Psalms, says that zeal for your house will consume me. Zeal for your house will consume me. And that was a prophecy about Jesus. And it's starting to come back to me now, but I'm pretty sure in the New Testament, the context of that prophecy as it is applied to Jesus, right? Oh, here, David. I'll make a space for you to put your coffee down. Put your coffee right there. The context is, don't eat my donut now.
No, it's the thing.
See, I told you that you're my best friend, but if you eat my donut, you won't be my best friend anymore. We're gonna have a problem. I might have to pull over. We have to get in a fight. Anyway, so the context of that prophecy being applied to Jesus is when Jesus went into the temple and kicked over the tables and chased the people with whips and said, you've turned my house into a house of thieves, basically. Or you've turned my father's house into a house of thieves. Something along those lines, And now, it's interesting. All right, I don't have an agenda, folks. I'm just going to be talking. Okay, so if I ramble, I apologize. I try not to ramble, but, it happens. So I know I've already rambled. But anyway, it's interesting because at my church, First Baptist Church, St. Petersburg, when I was trying to enter the church without wearing a oxygen deprivation device, ODD, oxygen deprivation device. That's what I call a M-A-S-K. I'm going to spell it backwards, K-S-A-M, KSAM. Because some people are saying if you say the word KSAM correctly, they're starting to ban people just for saying the word. So anyway, it's crazy. But when I and then they sent their goons out. They sent First Baptist Church St. Petersburg sent their masked goons out to harass me and guard the doors, and treat me as if I was some kind of a criminal just for trying to enter the church. Walk in the designated door for entry into the church, right? John Rice, and they're all outside and they're wearing their masks. And I'm like, dudes, take off your masks. You're outside. And John Rice is like, no. When you talk to John Rice, he talks like a baby sometimes. Because I say, take off your mask. He's like, no. He said that to me like 3 times. I'm like, take off your mask. No. And then when he was in the church trying to kick me out, I'm like, please go away. I said to him, in a very quiet voice, I said, please go away. He said, no. He always says that. I don't know. I think it's kind of odd. But because I won't chase. There's another rabbit I'd like to chase, but I won't chase that rabbit. So anyway, and I was explaining to them, and I did raise my voice. So I don't know if that's right or wrong. I don't know. I mean, I was outside. I wasn't inside. There's another aside to that story, but I will refrain myself from chasing that rabbit as well. I was outside and I did raise my voice, and I raised my voice basically to the level that I'm talking right now. I mean, I just normally raise my voice. Do you think so, David? I normally raise my voice, right? I'm normally kind of loud, right?
Yeah.
I'm now, like normally,
No.
No, I'm not normally loud?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
I'm a little bit loud sometimes, yeah. But I'm loud, and like right now I'm loud, but to me this is just normal. And there's a reason why, and it goes back to my childhood and my family, but that's, like I said, I'm going to try to keep from rambling and chasing rabbits, and that's another rabbit. I'm not going to chase that rabbit. So anyway, I raised my voice to basically like this. Some people, the way I'm talking right now, some people would say, why are you yelling? I've had friends and stuff say to me before, why are you yelling? I'm like, I'm not yelling. This is just the way I talk. So anyway, it's basically like this, right? And maybe a little bit more. I don't know. But, and so what I did was I explained to them, I forget what he said. He said, somebody said something. And I started talking about the story of the Bible where Jesus kicked over the tables. And there was a plastic table there, a lightweight, cheap, like outdoorsy kind of picnic type table. They were using it to keep their stuff for like taking people's temperature and hand out boxes of oxygen deprivation devices, stuff like that, SCAMs. I'm saying the word SCAM backward. That's a SKAM. No, KSAM, sorry, KSAM, yeah, KSAM, that's the word backwards. MASK, that's the word MASK backwards, KSAM. So, and I lifted I went in slow motion, because I know that these people the leadership of this church is dishonest, and they're devious, and they're scheming, and they're dishonorable people. They'll lie at the drop of a hat if it helps them get their way, right? And I knew that they would lie. I knew that they would contrive a story. And so in slow motion, I lifted my foot off the ground and acted or pretended as if I was going to kick over the table. But it was slow motion, and I was talking about the story of Jesus kicking over the table. So it's kind of like, if you're talking to somebody and you're describing a situation where you threw something and you sort of act it out, right? And you go inside and then you say, I threw the ball, and you sort of illustrate what you're saying with your body language, and that's what I did. And so they used the fact that I raised my foot in slow motion and in slow motion moved it towards the table while I was talking about Jesus kicking over the table. They used that fact as the basis to trespass me on the grounds that I was threatening violence. Okay? So when I say that they're devious and they're dishonest and they're dishonorable and they'll lie at the drop of a hat to get their way, that's what I mean. The churches in America, in the Western world, it's just like the church in Jesus' time. There's no difference, and we should not expect it to be any different. I mean, why should we? Right? I mean, it's compromised. It's corrupt. They're obsessed with status and title and institutional glory, right? As opposed to serving mankind, as opposed to doing what Jesus did, basically. Now, I don't think Jesus inherently disrespected institutions. I don't inherently disrespect institutions. But when the interest and the emphasis of the community on the institutions surpasses the community's interest and emphasis on the people in the community, right? Then at that point, I think the institutions need to be taken down a notch or 2 or 3 or maybe 10 or 12, right? The most, how do you say, the most, I don't want to use a derogatory word, but like the most unsightly, the most unclean, the most low status, that's probably the best way to say it. The man or the woman who has the lowest status in the community, okay, is 1,000 times more important than any institution in the community. Any institution, any institutions are disposable. They're like a roll of toilet paper. You can roll up an institution and throw it away, and the community it doesn't suffer because you can replace it. You can replace an institution, and the value of the community is not in the institute. The value of a community is in the people. But when they start telling people like me, and maybe I'm a person of low status. I don't know. I don't care. One way or another, I don't care. If I'm high status, fine. If I'm low status, fine. Doesn't matter. I mean, God can use anybody of any status. You agree with that, David?
Yep.
Yep, anybody of any status, right? Like God used a donkey to tell Balaam, what to do, basically. And I don't remember the entire story. It's in the Old Testament. You can look it up. But it's a famous story, obviously. It's not like an obscure story. But God used a donkey, right? And God used Nathan to go and confront King David about his sin of adultery with Bathsheba. So relative to David, I mean, even though Nathan might have been a person of high status compared to some people, compared to David, he was disposable. David could have just easily snapped his fingers and had Nathan executed. So institutions are disposable, but what is the nature of institutions? My opinion is the nature of institutions is that they are very quick to reverse the priority. They are institutions are very inclined to say, we are indisposable, you, the people, are disposable. So they're very quick to get it back, and that's the danger of institutions. And I think that it's like an institution is like a tool, like any kind of tool, like a shovel, or even something more provocative, like a knife or a gun, or hedge clippers, or a pair of scissors. An institution is a tool. An institution can be used for good or evil. The institution in and of itself on its own has no value, good or bad. It's just a tool, and it acquires value when somebody with intention, right, takes hold of the institution and uses it. So if they have good intention, they use the institution, they use it for good because that's their intention. If they have bad intention, like these 3 masked goons at the First Baptist Church, St. Petersburg, like the leaders, they have bad intention. They're corrupt. They've got it. They've had an internal pole shift, or maybe they've been this way all their life. Chances are they've probably been all this way all their life, because a lot of people are. Potentially most people are. In an advanced society, people naturally begin to value institutions over people, because institutions are big, institutions are grand, institutions have sparkle, institutions give people a source of personal pride, to lord themselves over other people who don't have the association with the institution they have an association with, or they don't have the title within the institution. So it becomes like a culture of human pride. It becomes like a culture of self-aggrandizement, where everybody's aggrandizing themselves with their status, and their status is something that they've transferred from the institution to themselves, because like I said, the institution is grand, the institution is glittering, the institution is sparkling, the institution is, woo, look at me, and it becomes a very lame, L-A-M-E, lame, look at me, lame. It becomes a very lame lame type of a society, a very lame type of a culture, a very lame type of an experience. It's like everybody's just walking around, oh, look at me, I'm so fancy. Ooh, I'm on this committee and I'm on that committee. And that is the thing that I believe Jesus came in and kicked over. And he chased the people around with whips, so as if to say, what is wrong with you? You've flip the poles of your heart and your mind and understand that it's not this glorious temple that matters. It's the people that matter. God built the temple for the people. He didn't build the people for the temple. Right? And so when you have masked goons guarding the doors of a church with angrily telling people you're not allowed because we say you haven't genuflected to the requirements of the institution the way we want you, something is seriously wrong, right? The institution needs to genuflect to the people. The people don't genuflect to the institutions, unless the people are paying homage to the fact that the institution is serving the people well. And there's a grand canard in our society and in my church. The canard is the idea of community. They go around and they use the word community, and they use the idea of the community to abuse and oppress individuals. So in other words, like, you're not serving the interests of the community. It becomes like a very nagging, hen-pecking, nannying, nasty, ugly, mean-spirited, oppressive kind of a thing when people, it's basically communism, right? Communism, they murder hundreds of millions of people for the greater good. Another way of saying community is greater good, right? And people who set themselves up as defenders of the greater good, who set themselves up as advocates of the community, oftentimes become deceived and think that their status as self-appointed advocates of the community give them the moral authority to abuse individuals in the interest of the community, right? I mean, that's like the devil's. Need a napkin, bro? No?
I'm good.
Oh, okay. That's like one of the devil's grandest tricks, right? As to say, and it's he does it. You can almost, like, in your mind, you can almost see like the devil like massaging somebody's ego when they're using their self-appointed status as advocates of the community to abuse individuals, right? You can almost in your spiritual eye, in your mind's eye, in your spiritual eye, you can almost see the devil massaging and say, yes, you have the moral authority to abuse this person because you are acting in the interest of the greater good. So that's basically it. David and I are going to go. We're going to go watch the First Baptist Church St. Peter. We're going to go watch church on TV. We have like 100-inch big screen TV and big, giant, thick theater seats that go, recline, and we have coffee. We have I mean, we got a nice setup here, So it doesn't really bother me that I mean, it does bother me that I've been trespassed, but it's not like a personal offense. It's more like there's something seriously wrong with the leadership of this church, that they act this way, that they have been deceived to act like communists and to think like communists and to have the spirit of communists, which again is what happens when people think they have the moral authority to abuse individuals because they have appointed themselves as advocates for the community, right? When the community is made up of individuals. So it doesn't make any sense to say we can be abusive towards individuals in the interest of the community when the community is made up of individuals. I mean, no, it doesn't. But it makes sense because it's an ego stroker, right? I call it masturbating your ego in public, which is kind of a provocative and coarse and crude way of putting it, but it's also extremely accurate, because that's what it is. They're masturbating their ego in public when they do this kind of thing. I mean, obviously there's different ways to masturbate your ego, but you can talk about your personal accomplishments, and they do that too, because if you have a certain title, that's like, that's a good basis on which to masturbate your ego. If you have a certain educational level, that's a good basis, or for which to masturbate your ego. If you have a certain accomplishment in your life with respect to business or government or even community service becomes a source of personal human pride, right? So anyway, and I know that's provocative. I know that's not what's the word I'm looking for. It's provocative. It's coarse. It's but you know, in the Bible, God uses provocative, coarse language. You know, so I'm not ashamed, even though it brings down condemnation. I'm not afraid or ashamed to use that kind of language because that's the way my Heavenly Father talks, right? Not all the time, not in a reckless or self-indulgent way, but whenever it's accurate and when it's appropriate, He talks that way. You know, Ezekiel chapter 23 and a whole bunch of different places. There's Mark Gungor has done sermons about it. There's articles about it. So anyway, hey, I'm just going to stop talking now. Like I said, this is just kind of like stream of consciousness. There's no agenda. There's no outline. This is just, you know, it is what it is. God bless you. Thank you for watching my video. You want to say goodbye, David?
Bye.
You want to say anything, David?
No, I'm good.
No? Well, how was your donut?
It was pretty good.
It was good? Okay, cool. All right, thanks, everybody. Bye.